The featured company is a paid client of Proactive Group Holdings, and this recording is disseminated by Proactive on its behalf.
Primarily because of the technical results we've been seeing, we were encouraged enough to move to close the ownership as fast as we could. There was also a requirement for a pre-feasibility study by the end of this year, which SSR have kindly waived. So we now have runway to really make a very careful, detailed go of the pre-feas.
Welcome back inside our Proactive newsroom, and joining me now is Ralph Rushton. He is the CEO of Aftermath Silver. And Ralph, it's great to see you again. How are you?
Good to see you, Steve. A bit rainier than last time we spoke.
Absolutely, but sun shining as far as properties are concerned, because you've been able to make the final payment of your Berenguela property. So let's remind everyone a little bit about the property itself and sort of what led you to this point.
Yeah, so the original deal was with SSR, Silver Standard, what was then Silver Standard, now is SSR, and it was $21 million in cash and shares over a period of 5 or 6 years, plus completion of a pre-feasibility study. That was one of the terms as well. Subsequently, the payment stream that we make to SSR, they sold to EMX, the royalty company. So we've been making the payments to EMX, and we made the last one last week. EMX were kind enough to give us a small discount on that payment of about 100,000 US. It was due to be made November next year, but we took the decision to make it this year, primarily because of the technical results we've been seeing. We were encouraged enough to move to close the ownership as fast as we could. There was also a requirement for a pre-feasibility study by the end of this year, which SSR have kindly waived. So we now have runway to really make a very careful, detailed go of the pre-feas.
Yeah, tell us a bit about that, the work that's going on for that pre-feasibility studies. You mentioned you've had some numbers back that are really encouraging. So what kind of work is left to do before you get really into that pre-feasibility study?
Pre-feasibility studies involve an awful lot of work. So we have to look at everything from logistics, rail access, ports, all the way through to siting of the major aspects of the project, you know, the tailings facilities, processing plants. So there's a huge amount of work going on behind the scenes with engineering groups. It takes time. We estimate possibly about another 12 months to complete the pre-feas. At the same time, we'll be doing additional drilling at Berenguela, hopefully starting maybe sometime during December, which will include some drilling for the pre-feas, but also some exploration drilling. And then separately to Berenguela, we're also looking at doing some drilling in the Challacoyo project in Chile. So there's a lot going on at the moment. Very, very busy. A lot of it doesn't generate much exciting news, but it all adds to the picture and leads to that sort of final completion of the engineering.
Yeah, and just on that, talk to me a little bit about the project itself. You mentioned that the company's really thinks it's got some real legs for it moving forward. So can you talk a bit about just sort of what led you down that road to those decisions and why you feel it's such a unique project?
Well, from a logistical standpoint, it's very easy. It's at surface, potentially open pittable, on all the infrastructure that we need. So that ticks off a lot of the boxes you need for a mining project in the modern environment. It is also a potential source of battery grade critical metal, manganese, in the form of manganese sulfate monohydrate. So we're looking very carefully at that. And it's also a potential source of silver and copper for the market. So it's a nice suite of critical metals in the face of this transition to sort of a greener energy environment. So we'll be looking at production of all three of those. I'm not quite sure yet of the proportion of the metals in terms of value or in terms of production, overall production. That will emerge from the pre-feas, but we believe we have a very strong project economically, and the completion of the pre-feas will hopefully demonstrate that.
Ralph, thanks so much. Good to talk to you. Congratulations on making that final payment, and we look forward to our next conversation, okay?
Thanks, Steve. Bye-bye.
All right, Ralph Rushton, CEO of Aftermath Silver.
The featured company is a paid client of Proactive Group Holdings, and this recording is disseminated by Proactive on its behalf. It is for informational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice, an offer, or a solicitation to buy or sell any securities. Viewers should conduct their own research and consult a qualified financial advisor before making investment decisions. The views expressed are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect those of Proactive Group Holdings, trading as Proactive Investors or its affiliates. No responsibility is accepted for any loss arising from reliance on the information presented.